Street Champs, come get put on. Today I'm in here with some very special guests, guys. Fayuca, how y'all doing today?
What's up? What's up?
Yeah.
Stoked to be in Pueblo.
You said it's tough or it's...
Stoked.
Oh, stoked. I was like, I feel that.
Yeah. Pueblo's tough, man.
You gotta be tough to live here, man. It's a tough city.
That's why we've never had a problem.
Hell yeah, you guys are tough.
Tough boys.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I fuck with that. All right. Fayuca, how's tour so far? You guys just did 2 shows in Colorado, right?
Yeah.
All right. How's that?
It's been awesome. Getting out of Phoenix for a little bit, coming back to Colorado. We played Denver and Springs, and then now here in Pueblo. It's a fun time. The crowds out here, when you go from town to town, city to city, you can tell the difference in the crowds. Like some are, the way that they dance and just music that they like. It seems like Denver seems to be very receiving of a lot of different music.
Really?
We'll do some cumbia and they dance. We'll do some punk rock and they're okay with that. Some places are like no punk rock, But Colorado tends to be more accepting of just music in general.
Yeah, I mean, probably the pot, Just everyone's kind of high.
That's what I was thinking.
Everyone's just kind of high around here.
Tony Baloney.
Not wrong.
All right, but before we get into all like the music and stuff, could we get some introductions around the table? Could we get everyone's names and like what they do for the band?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll start. Yeah, I'm Dave. I play bass with Fayuca. Joined about like 2019, so I've been jamming for a few years now.
Hell yeah.
I'm Jose. I've been playing with him for about 5 months.
Oh.
Yeah, he's fresh.
So,
Real green.
Yeah, baby.
I'm really green.
He's a drummer.
Yeah, drummer, yeah.
His name's Jose.
Thank you, Richard.
My name's Pritchard. I'm the horn player.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Jared Vigil, I'm the guest. Been on here before.
Respect.
I'm the Stainless Events is my company, and I was the first promoter to bring Fayuca to this part of our country, especially here in Colorado.
Yeah. I was up on MySpace.
MySpace days.
I heard about this.
Messaging until finally he responded. He was like, "Hey, you guys want to come play in Pueblo? Give us our first show out here."
Wow.
Yeah.
What year?
So what? Shit, MySpace year.
2000.
7.
No, 2000.
not
Yeah,
that.
maybe 2007. Between 2007 and 2009.
Must have been 2009.
And then it was a consistent thing. I brought him out here multiple times. Had you play that one festival that one time on the Riverwalk?
That was pretty sick.
It was the Assisi. It was all the way down the Riverwalk when they had that amphitheater right there.
That was with Outlaw Nation.
Yeah, I had Outlaw
Yeah.
Nation, Pinochle,
Oh,
did
wow.
a full thing, and then they were supposed to do vendors and stuff all the way up and down the Riverwalk, and they did. So I got all these bands for 3 days. Went to go look at their setup, and I was like, "Where's all the vendors at?" They had them all down there by Angelo's on the other side of the Riverwalk.
Oh, wow.
One vendor by the music. And so a lot of bands play for just like people walking by, small crowds. But it was a cool thing. I mean, I booked the bands for all 3 days. It was pretty. They gave me a small budget, and I worked it.
Wow.
I remember it differently. I thought it was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, no, it was dope.
Because we were finally playing outdoors out here,
Yeah.
But then there was that one time where we played Smitty's. Then you took us to the PBR.
Oh yeah.
And then some other little hole in the wall dive bar, and it was like all in one night. You would just call up the bars. I got this band. They're in town. Can they come play like for 10 minutes? And we'd show up, set up really quick, play a quick set, go to the next bar, go to the next bar.
I also they played the after party when I brought Expendables and 30 and Pinochle at the
Oh wow. Yeah.
right here at the what's it called?
Somewhere.
The convention center.
Somewhere.
So you guys, what city in Arizona exactly?
We're from Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Well, that little
Pocket.
Phoenix area. Pritchard's from Orange County.
California.
Oh really? How did you link up with the rest of them?
Instagram.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And like you kind of dropped in each other's DMs, like you up, like you what's good, like,
Yo, what's up? We had some mutual friends at a show that shared some clips when they were looking for a new horn player.
Really?
Yeah, about 4 years ago, 2019.
How long have you been playing horn?
My whole life.
Oh really?
Yeah. I grew up playing music.
What about the rest of you guys? When did you guys get introduced to music?
For me, when I was a kid, my parents had a radio show, so there's constantly music in the house.
Oh really?
It was like a Colombia, like the culture of Colombia, and so there's a lot of like vallenatos and villancicos, a bunch of like Colombian music, and then through there, just my family being from where they are, I I started playing instruments probably like in high school. I was a late bloomer. You know, most kids start playing younger. I started playing like junior year of high school. Picked up a guitar for the first time.
How old are you right now?
38.
38?
Yeah.
You look great, man.
Oh,
You look
thank
like,
you.
like
It's a
19,
tequila.
bro.
It's a tequila.
You look
Why
fucking...
wouldn't he? What's wrong with being 38?
yeah, not
Can you not look good at 38?
Yeah.
So wrong.
No, you look great for 38, man. You
Thank
look,
you, man.
yeah.
That's supposed to
Yeah, you know, when you do what you love, you just kind of keep this youthfulness to you, you know?
Like, yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta bounce. I'll come back for Fayuca's podcast.
Hell yeah.
Okay. All right, buddy.
Hey, everybody, support Street Champs.
Thank you.
Peace and love, y'all.
Yeah. Stainless events. What about you? When did you get introduced to music, bro?
Pretty young, yeah. Always growing up, mom and dad always listened to music, and then picked up guitar in like junior high. Did drumline in high school. So yeah, always just been around music and like playing and having fun. So at a young age, for sure.
How old are you right now?
I'm 29.
You look terrible.
You look terrible.
You, on the other hand, need to drink more tequila.
You look awful for 29.
Yeah, I'm just a baby. I'm just a boy.
Are you the youngest in the band?
I am. Yeah.
For sure.
The youngest, but the oldest in soul.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm an old man
Right?
at heart. Yeah.
I like
He's the
that.
responsible one. He's the dad in the band. I love it.
Really?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Like in what regards? You're like, hey guys, don't take too many shots. We got to play in the morning.
Oh, no.
I'll take the shots.
no,
He's
no,
doing
no,
the shots.
He's not
If
that
anything,
kind of
got the
guy.
influence to take more shots. Now,
He's the band's stepdad.
Oh. Get out of line.
yeah.
Give you a little whiskey to get you in bed.
I'm just nitpicky. I just really like, OCD about things. So yeah, I'm just kind of like detail oriented.
So he's grumpy.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
that too. I'm like an old man. Yeah, like at home, people pull up into my driveway just to turn around. I'm like, why are you in my driveway? So yeah, I'm an old man at heart, but
Yeah,
still,
at 29, you just start looking out the window more.
yeah, for sure.
What about you, man? When did you start getting into music?
Man, I was like 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
36 now. But I was like 5, and I think I got introduced to La Bamba, the
Oh,
movie.
mhm.
And
Classic.
do you
Iconic
know
film.
it? Or you sound
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
Iconic film, bro. I'm Mexican. Come on.
Do you know?
Yeah.
I'm surprised now. I don't know about it. But it started with that, and so I always wanted to play guitar and do the whole thing. But drums just showed up, and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
He's a good bass player too, though, man. He loves bass.
I try, man.
Yeah,
I
he's
try.
good.
Wow. And all right. So you got through Instagram. How did you three link up?
His buddy was my buddy. I needed a bass player. He told me about his buddy, and we became buddies. And then I had a buddy who knows Jose, who knew that we were looking for a drummer. So then we became buddies. And then it was all over text messaging then.
Oh really?
Yeah. It was a text message. We went on a tour, and I needed a bass player, and Dave learned all the songs in the set list. I don't know. It seemed like it was like overnight, and he just sent me videos over text message. Hey, you know these songs? And I was like, sweet, let's do this, because literally learned them note for note.
Wow.
He's got a really good ear.
Wow.
So that was cool. And then Jose, he's just kind of like a drummer in Phoenix that people are very familiar with. He plays in different projects and does other things, studio work. So a friend of mine owns a studio out there and told me about him because he's done some work there. And then we just started linking up. It all gelled. The planets aligned. And now he's on tour with us.
Wow. 5 months in. What were you doing 5 months ago?
What was I doing?
Yeah.
I was gigging a lot in town locally, so I played for a lot of cover bands whenever they need drummer or a bass player. I'll do that, but I've been doing that for about 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
What about the drummer before? What about the 5 months ago drummer? Where they at?
We don't talk about. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, don't talk
No,
about
just
food, no.
so coming out of the pandemic, we were piecing the band together again. One of the things was missing was a drummer, but we had these tours going and we were recording a record. Well, we were recording a record. We weren't really looking for musicians. We were just writing, and then once we started touring, we started looking for a drummer, and it was just a guy that came in to help us with a couple tours, and it wasn't anything permanent. It was just, hey, we have these dates. We get to go to Florida and hang out on the beach or whatever, whatever that looked like. And he was just there kind of temporarily, just while we started picking up our touring again. But he's got another project he was focused on. So
How many? Who are the original members?
The original members, when we started the band, I was in high school.
Wow.
And it was some guys I went to school with, a guy named Raph and Cisco. They're all in other projects now. The bass player Cisco's in this band called Urban Life, and Raph is in a band called Las Caracas, which actually they played in Pueblo a couple times. They do cumbia. And those are like my childhood friends. We grew up in the same neighborhood, and we just started a band, playing in the backyards and stuff. But we were a three-piece then.
Mm-hmm. So now just you are basically the
Yeah,
soul
just had to keep the
remains.
ship going. This has been the dream since I was a kid. And, we were together for a long time with the original lineup. And then eventually, interests changed. Raph wanted to do more cumbia. Cisco wanted to kind of do his own thing. And, I had the choice to either quit and go get a corporate job or just continue the work that I'd already put in all those years. And then I found some very talented musicians who share similar interests, who write really well. We all write well together, and I just kind of kept the whole thing going.
What? That sounded crazy.
I know, right?
It was
Welcome to Pueblo.
It was not a gun, yeah, it was not a gunshot. All right. What about growing up and stuff? How was y'all's relationship with like your peers? What kind of kids were you guys? Were you guys crazy?
Well, myself, I was a nerd. I was a little nerdy kid, so I didn't get into trouble really.
Nice.
I guess the older brother did most of that, so then I kind of just chilled out, and then started smoking weed, and then.
Man, you crazy for that
Then,
one.
then I got then I was like, I'm playing a band, and but I've always just been pretty nerdy, really hanging out, not doing much.
Nerdy in what regards? Like what? You're like doing like really good at math. You're like doing shit like on the whiteboard.
I did do
Not the smart kind of nerd.
Oh.
Don't worry, none of that stuff.
No, I know how to add sometimes. No, I like video games, like comics. I like movies. I really like to just I don't know. I was always inside a lot, doing that. And same with guitar. When I started playing guitar, I would just spend time in my room by myself and just kind of just learning. I learned everything by on the internet, kind of figuring things out. So I was always just doing that. Everyone went out and partied, and I would just kind of hang out at home and learn guitar and smoke weed and hang out.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now look at you.
I know. Now I
Fucking
do the same thing, but go on stage.
Smoke weed.
Smoke weed, hair got longer, and that's probably all that's changed. Yeah, otherwise, keep it the same, man.
Respect.
Yeah, man, I love it. Don't change it.
What about you guys? What kind of teenagers or kids were you guys?
I was a troublemaker.
Really?
Yeah, I was skateboarding, so I was always skateboarding on like private property, and
I could
get
see
kicked
that.
out and come back in. And
Watch out.
I got arrested for shit.
Troublemaker.
No, I had like a group of friends that were like little gangster kids, so I was like, y'all are cool, but I kind of want to go skate and listen to Kiss and fucking play rock and roll and shit.
He does love Kiss.
I don't know, man. I think I was causing trouble. I don't know. I
think I was doing good stuff with my friends.
Raising heck.
Raising heck.
Yeah.
HE double hockey.
I had worship saying on the weekends. Aside from that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
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 What are you, Richard?
I mean, I'd like to hang out as much as anybody, but I spend a lot of my time practicing, so a little bit of a hermit like that. Spend time inside.
Were you
Also
always like
video
that?
game. Yeah. Even as a kid, I was just like, it's a good meditative practice, But, I get out as much as anybody. We're here.
Yeah, right. Party.
That's fair. You got, speaking of partying and stuff, you guys, how much are you guys smoking and drinking on the tour? Does it ever become a problem? Is there nights where it's?
I mean, we're all pros.
Kind of practice.
First things first, we're out here to play shows, So we definitely do like to cut loose, and there's a tequila bottle and a case of Modelo and our rider every single night. That doesn't mean that every single night we're getting sloshy, But no, we're here to play music, and we're doing what we love doing. So there's some partying, but nothing. It doesn't get too rowdy.
Yeah.
There may be days on a tour where it might get a little rowdy, but
Lo que pasó, pasó, man.
Okay, but we're just all very focused on why we're out on tour.
Mm-hmm. what about the rest of you guys out of your own mouths? Do you guys feel like, you guys feel like it's a problem ever, or do you guys feel pretty comfortable, touring with?
I think everyone here is pretty responsible in that regard for the most part. I mean, after the show, for sure, we might get a little rowdy and have fun.
Really?
But leading up to the show, yeah, we're here to perform and do that. I think everyone else being older has kind of already gotten it out of them. Gobbo's been touring for years.
I have my nights.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's a little older, and then I'm just an old soul.
I don't know, dude. I
But
smoke
then I forget-
way more when I'm on the road with Fayuca.
Well, because I smoke a lot of weed, and so does Pritchard, so yeah, then by proxy,
But I'm comfortable.
What's the worst thing that happens from that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we do smoke a lot of weed, but that's,
What's the bad
that's
that
about
happens
the
from
extent.
that?
How much weed are you smoking in like a week? Grams or ounces or
At
pounds?
least an eighth to a quarter? No, that's no, probably more than that. No.
Well, between the dabbing and the blunts.
joint-
This time I
and the
didn't bring my
balls and
dab
the
rig. Yeah, I took it
balls.
easy this time. But yeah, usually I got my dab rig, and then he's got weed, and we're rolling up joints, taking dabs, and hanging
That's
out.
crazy, man. You should have brought that shit.
I know, man. But this time I just brought heavy weed, and we just been rolling. That's
On one
been-
of the last runs, I got burned by the dab rig. I have like a
oh
little
yeah, by the nail.
from
Yeah.
the nail.
On the
yeah.
road, you guys were dabbing on the
It
road.
was
and
like the first
hit a
day
bump?
of the run, and we were. I mean,
I think we were in the bus passing it around,
We were in a
too.
parked automobile.
Oh, never mind. No,
And we were it was passing it.
I tried to give you
all
the
of
benefit of the
all of
doubt.
our actions were completely legal. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he was just passing it like just for half a second. It touched my arm. And
That'll burn the shit out of you.
It really did.
Yeah,
learn to
I thought it would
respect
be
the
bad,
nail.
but it was like, yeah, I had to keep it wrapped up and everything.
Yeah, I felt bad. But I
Now
was
I've got no. I've got a little Davy scar now. I'm like, yay, fun time.
You always remember the time you dabbed with
Yeah,
Dave.
yeah.
Dabbing with Dave, man.
It didn't hurt. I mean,
Gotta
it
be
hurt,
careful.
but like it doesn't hurt anymore.
It
Yeah,
hurts here.
yeah. That's a good. It's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
fun one.
Yeah.
I'm like, yay, fun time.
It's a memory for sure.
All right, so you were talking about your crazy tour stories back in the day. What's like a story that just comes to your mind when someone asks you to describe a crazy tour night?
It's so crazy I don't even remember.
Oh. You
No,
hear that?
it's-
Your girlfriend at home or something? Or-
No, it's just a typical, you just drink too much and do some things you shouldn't do, and then you wake up the next morning, remember what you did, and then say you'll never do it again, but then you do it again the next day. You know how it goes. And then, but no, I think getting arrested in Lake Havasu City, just
What'd you get arrested for?
Yeah, I think that's the one. Ding, 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 ding,
You try to
ding.
All right,
blast
so
it,
we- all right,
blast
so-
it past it.
Jägermeister used to have like the Jaeger music program, and the Jaeger girls came out, right? And we're on stage, and they're like, "Yeah, drink these shots." So I was like, "You're playing." They're like shoving Jaeger down your mouth, and you have enough Jaeger, then it just kind of changes changes a lot of things. By the end of the night, I was lost, trying to walk to my friend's house, couldn't find it, knocked on the wrong door. And then the little family's like, "Get away from my house!" I'm like, "Ugh." Cops came to talk to me. They were kind of being jerks, and I in my Jaegerness, I tried to wrestle one of them.
Oh no!
I end up in a chokehold. Oh, I end up with a knee to my neck, and then they flip me around. They arrest me and put me in a chokehold while I'm in handcuffs. Sit me down, and they keep giving me shit. And then. Luckily, this friend of mine was driving by at the same time, and his dad built that whole town. He was like a mason. He had a masonry company. So he pulls up and he's like, "Hey, let him go." Gives the ID, like, "Okay, you could go," kind of thing, But yeah, taking on 2 police officers when you're Jaegered out is probably not a.
I think you were stronger probably off the Jaeger, bro.
No, dude.
Mentally.
I'd never been.
Yeah, he thought.
Got
I'd
the
never been put on the ground that quickly.
fire
in my
water.
life, Yeah,
Exactly.
that was
And you-
intense. That was intense. I felt it for months.
On-
Right here.
Oh wow.
When they. But yeah, shit like that. But nothing too crazy.
I'm just gonna. If he calls again, just go get him. Will you?
Yeah.
If we just hold that next to you. If he calls, just go get him. My brother. Anyway, what about you guys? What's one of the craziest tour nights for you guys in your guys' lives so far?
I don't know. I guess St. Louis, at least. For me.
St. Louis.
We played in St. Louis, and then we went to a White Castle. I was determined to go to a White Castle because I'd always seen the movie, and I was like, I've never been to a White Castle. And so we had like the bus and the trailer. We couldn't fit through the drive-through, so we walked up to the drive-through window. They were able to help us out, and so we're kind of just hanging out by the drive-through window, waiting for our food. And then another car pulls up, and these 2 dudes. Guy in the passenger seat has like a gun in his lap. And they're kind of just like grilling us. They're like, hey, what are you guys doing out here? We're like, oh, we're just getting some sliders, you know, nothing crazy. He's like, yeah, guys, you know, money in that bus? We're like, no, we wouldn't be here if we did. We're kind of broke. You know, so kind of like...
we wouldn't be
Like, if we had money, we'd
in White Castle.
to a White Castle.
Yeah, like, you know, so I don't know. So we kind of just kind of, you know, they weren't really like being threatening, but they were just kind of, you know, underhandedly kind of just being like, you guys shouldn't be here. You know, he's like, it's a bad area. You guys should get out of here. And we're like, oh yeah, well, definitely we'll get out of here.
Like they were wanting to rob you, but they were like...
They were going to rob us.
They were
They
like...
definitely were, but then I think they realized that they weren't going to get much
Well,
out of these two
Because
guys here.
when he pulled up and I see the gun, because him and I had the thing, I peek in, I'm like, oh, is that a gun? Is this a bad area? You know, I had just gotten
Yeah, they're
nervous.
like, all this area is a bad area.
David's like,
Like, don't sound like
What
that.
time is it? What time is it when this happened? I have to imagine it like 4 in the afternoon.
It was like late, bro.
It was like
Like,
3 a.m.
yeah.
We were leaving the venue. He's like, get out St. Louis, all this bad area. I was like, oh, we're just gonna pull over here and sleep
He's
in
like,
the
no,
bus.
he's like, get the
"Nah,
fuck out of St.
Get
Louis."
the fuck out of St. Louis. He ain't got no business here, is what he said.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, well, why you got that gun?
I was like, oh, thank you.
That's like they do that in Pueblo, but they pull up on you with like some green chili. They'll be all,
Just
"You got no business here, fool."
in your eyes. Yeah.
That's crazy. Have you guys tried any Pueblo staples yet? What do you guys think of Pueblo?
What's a Pueblo staple? I don't know.
Maybe.
They got the slopper. That shit was on the Discovery Channel.
I ate that one
that?
today.
You got the slopper? I didn't try that.
I didn't expect it to be that
You said the
good.
Discovery Channel?
Yeah, it was on the
Like,
Discovery
not
Channel.
like Food Network.
No, Discovery Channel.
No, this is more than food person. You gotta discover this.
That's the Alien Channel, right? That's
Aliens.
For real though.
what ET's in the kitchen.
Yeah.
What's on a slopper?
It's a hamburger or cheeseburger with a green chili on top.
Oh, green chili.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Basically, that's all we're known for is green chili. And
Yeah, I've heard, but it's good. Last
really
time we
good. I
played
like
out here,
chili.
some dude brought us some good chili.
what about
Isn't Blue Moon? Didn't they make Blue Moon here too?
I don't know, but I'll take that. We'll take that. We'll fucking, we made
He was
Blue
like, I
Moon
don't know
here
enough
in
to dispute
Pueblo.
it. So we taking it.
Yeah.
That's true. At the ballpark. That's what it says in the ad.
Pueblo, Colorado. Damn it.
This is the ad break now. No, I don't know if you do it now.
Sponsored by.
It's a transition to ad break. No.
That's hilarious. No, I'll take it though. I'll take it for Pueblo.
Hell yeah.
What about so let's get back into the music. I noticed that you guys dropped a 3-song. Are you guys calling it album, EP? What do you guys?
We're just dropping some singles.
Some
and then
singles?
We keep putting them together. I don't know what those are called, but
Oh, word.
we just like, if you missed the first one, here it is, you know?
Hmm. I've been jamming that. Going Back to You.
Oh, Falling Back to You.
Yeah, Falling Back to You,
Yeah,
man.
that
That's
song.
that's
Banger,
fucking
man.
amazing song.
Thank you.
Yeah,
we love it. It's
great song. I noticed before that though, you guys hadn't dropped for what 9 years?
No, not that much. But it'd been a while. We
Like the
dropped
last
Bottom
album?
Side
Well, that's
Show,
full length, I would say, yeah, because there was Barrio, and then
So-
he did Powerful, like what, 2019?
2019, 2018.
Yeah, that was an EP.
That was an EP.
That's when I
Bottom
joined.
Side Show was
Yeah.
like 2016. Yeah.
I'm just going off Apple, so I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, you're right, yeah, full length, though, it's been a little bit.
What was the cause for that like hiatus?
Well, the pandemic happened.
Yes.
I think we were just, when Barrio Sideshow came out, we were touring a lot. Like, we were probably doing we were doing about like 280 shows a year.
Holy
That
fuck.
was a lot, but we were doing a lot of these local circuit, then going out like on a 40-day tour with like Badfish or something.
Damn.
Coming back, doing Mexico, then getting with like Gondwana or like the Spanish reggae bands. So we were doing both markets, the English reggae and the Spanish reggae.
Oh wow.
So we were doing a lot of touring, and in between touring, I would go into the studio, and we would write what's the Powerful EP, which was the one that came after Back to the Sideshow. That one came out, and right after that came out, we were on a tour. We did a run with it was Ballyhoo and Article Sound System, and we put the thing out.
Shout out them, man. Great bands.
Oh yeah,
For
love
sure.
them. And then the plan was to just continue touring the record and get back and write another one, release it, whatever. But pandemic happened, that wiped 2 years out of everything. Towards around the end of the pandemic, we started writing again, which is a new record that we have now. And then just getting back on the road, getting it mastered, kind of trying to figure out what like that game plan's going to be to release it. So far, what we've been doing is just like leaking singles off of that album until the full album drops. So
I think that's a better marketing strategy too, because it's a very single-driven
definitely
music music. I don't know.
It's consumed that way.
Atmosphere.
There's a
yeah,
lot of singles, a lot of singles
Yeah.
pumped
but
out.
then I'm like, what happened to the days of just like boom, listen
Oh,
to
an
10
album.
songs in your room, you know? But because
gone.
I still do that doesn't mean that everybody else does it. And for us, I think that just releasing singles kind of keeps us moving. You know, we go on tour, we have new music to sing, people are singing along to them, you know, rather than like throwing out a record and then wondering which of these songs do they want us to play. Now it's more like you only have one song to choose from, so we put it in the set, you know. But just, you know, when everything was like in a pause, there really wasn't much going on other than just us in the studio with a friend of ours, Matt Keller, writing this record.
Wow.
And then now we have the record, and now we're just putting out singles until they're all out, and we just drop the full album.
What's the release schedule looking like? Is there
There really isn't much right now that you know, we're trying to do singles at least every month or every other month, but like there really isn't like a set date or structure on how or when we're going to release them. It's just kind of like letting it kind of run its course and then drop another one. Do a couple tours, whatever tours come up, and then drop another one. Yeah.
I can see that. What about the writing process? Are you guys like, you know, writing your own songs? Or are you guys coming together as a unit and, you know, writing together?
So the last record, Dave and I spent a lot of time on it, and then Pritchard would fly in and come in and write with us.
Oh, so you live in Orange County all the time?
Yeah, I'm in Southern California.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, so I just come out every couple months whenever they want to do something.
Oh, wow.
Drive
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
So when we were recording, we would lay out a lot of the foundation. Usually it would start with like an instrumental idea, like it's us two and then two other writing partners that we have that we're just throwing around a bunch of ideas, you know? And then we'll build these instrumentals or have an idea for something, and we write it in the studio. Pritchard would come in, lay down horns, have some ideas, we kind of move things around until we get a chunk of songs that we're really, you know, passionate about. You know, there's a bunch of stuff that we ended up just scratching because it started off as a great idea, but then when it came to finalize the writing, it just wasn't really something that we were feeling. It was almost even forced, you know. So for every song that we chose for the record, there was other songs that we ended up scratching, and you know, we just wrote things that we were moved by, you know, that we felt inspired by or passionate about, not just, you know, throwing a bunch of stuff onto a record. So the writing process pretty much just starts like that, where we start throwing around ideas, and then Matt Keller, the producer, does this like wizard work on his computer to kind of lay out our idea as a demo, and then we then go in and write lyrics to the demos and then restructure things, and then kind of go back and analyze, okay, is this what I wanted to say in this verse? You know, is there another way to say it? And then we'll kind of rewrite some stuff or, you know, whatever. But, you know, songs like High Off Your Love, that one just came, it almost kind of wrote itself, where we had the idea, wrote the chorus first, and then just like in one sitting, just finished writing all
That was
the
off
lyrics.
that new single EP that you. It's like I don't need. It's like
Yeah,
I don't need.
marijuana.
Yeah. All right. Hell yeah.
So then when we had the instrumental for a while, and I would take it in my car, and I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna say to this? Like, I really like the way it feels. And then I was serving a shot of tequila for everybody in the kitchen, and I'm like, yo, what if we did like, and then you kind of start working, just throwing words out until something starts making sense. And then, so we already have like the instrumental kind of laid out, then we start writing to the demo that we did. For the next record, I think now that we have like a solid, stable drummer that could come in and record with us, we'll probably just collectively write a record, you know, as like a band rather than like in the studio writing, you know, and then see where that takes us.
Yeah. I bet that's gonna make a amazing product. You know, have all the heads in the room.
You need that, you know. Everybody's super talented and has great ideas, and when you put them all together, you know.
You guys ever argue or fight on the road or anything?
Not a single time.
No, really. Figure's like, nah, I'm fucking with you.
No, I don't think there's like arguments. We definitely have disagreements that we talk about or that we kind of hit each other about, but like.
What's a reoccurring one? Like when I lived with people, it was dishes. Like, yo, fucking
fuck
do your
dishes.
dishes.
Yeah.
Well, we don't.
It's just like stuff like that.
Yeah,
Really?
we haven't taken the van out in a while, but like I would be super nitpicky about that, like keeping the van clean,
He's a clean freak.
keeping the floor
You're a
idle.
dad.
Well, like yeah, man,
Yeah.
I'm trying to walk, dude. I'm tripping over bags, tripping over that, dude. Clean up this, you know. Wake up in the morning and we're at a Planet Fitness, work out and clean and
Take a shower there. and shit.
yeah.
It's all little things. The days of bands blowing up, well, I don't know. I guess for us, like there's no blow ups. There's never been fist fights. There's never been, F you shouting back and forth.
No, it usually gets resolved.
It's usually like, yo, dude, shoes in the aisles. Oh, okay.
Mm.
At least for me.
We're all pretty chill guys,
Yeah, with a bunch of stoners in a van, it's like, bruh,
Not the worst.
it's like, come on, smoke some weed.
That's usually what it is. Smoke a bowl, I'll roll one. It'll be good.
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel that. What about psychedelics or anything? You guys fucking with that?
Every now and again,
Every now and again?
yeah.
I see that in you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a good time.
Oh yeah. What about the rest of you guys?
I haven't dove into
No?
that world yet. I mean, I did a little bit, but nothing major. Yeah, but I'm open to it.
Don't we have a song? Isn't there a song
What colors was that?
where about
that song
doing
was good.
mushrooms? Or maybe it's not. I don't know.
Allegedly.
It's not this.
No, yeah, no. We, I mean, it's always good to look beyond, definitely some good times.
Mm. Are you currently you ever dive in still to this day?
Oh yeah,
Oh really?
I got some in my pocket right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Some in my night.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I got that text in the group chat, like, who wants this? I was like, oh, not me, man. I gotta fucking be on my shit today.
Yeah.
I got shit to do today.
Yeah. But maybe after the show, what time? I know you said you were strapped for time. We've been going for 30 minutes. What time are you guys?
We're going right now in a little bit, so it'd be cool to,
Get the last few questions out there. Could I ask you one as a group?
Then we'll come back and switch that.
So, as musicians, there's tons of people that are looking at where you guys are and just wanting to be. You guys aren't necessarily at the plane where you guys are looking to be, but you guys are much higher than people watching this. What advice do you have to them to where they could, strive to be where you are?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just
Nike.
do it and don't stop doing it and learn every single time. Sometimes you do shit right, sometimes you do shit wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just keep doing it.
Mm.
And then when somebody tells you to stop doing it, you just keep doing it.
Mm.
That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know.
Respect.
I wish I had this huge, deep, elaborate thing, but it's just a matter of just doing it.
Just start.
You want to go on tour, figure it out, and do it, If that tour didn't work, learn from that one, figure it out again, and do it again until
Yeah.
it finally works and makes sense.
Be less concerned about whether it's perfect or not and just make something, And like you said, don't quit.
Yeah,
The
learn
people
from-
that
learn from
stick around are
experience.
just the ones that don't quit.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's a
appreciate
game
that.
of longevity sometimes,
It really is. It's about the long haul, yeah.
Yeah,
What-
musician's career goes into your 70s or 80s, So people are like, I've been playing in bands for 10 years. It's like, it's not even half your career. It's not even close to half your career, So you might feel like you're on a hustle for a year or two or three, but in the terms of the career, it's good to zoom out every once in a while and be like, all
Perspective.
right, we're all on a journey. Everybody's timeline is different.
Mm-hmm. I respect that.
Agreed, yeah. Some people get famous sooner. Some
Yeah,
people
Justin
get famous
Bieber,
later. Yeah, he started out young. And then some
Miley
people,
Cyrus.
Yeah.
We're not all going to be that, right?
Yeah. And other people get famous when they're older too, yeah. It's crazy.
I think you gotta also identify what it is that you want to do.
That's big.
So, do you just want to play music that you love for people that are gonna accept it? Then just do what you love and just do that and be content with where you're at. Not content, but be happy with where you're at. Look back, focus, whatever. If you want to be a pop star and get famous in 2 years like a Miley Cyrus, then go for that, But just really identify what it is that you want to do, the reasons why you want to do it, and everything that you do is with passion and conviction, for a purpose for yourself, whatever that reason is. And then after that, you just keep doing it, and then you just don't stop.
Hell yeah.
You die.
And then you die.
Yeah.
And that's it. Do you have any advice, to young musicians?
For musicians that are currently gigging, I would say the number one thing I found to have helped me is be a good person with everybody. Musicians, non-musicians, whatever. It comes back. That would be my first thing. But other than that, like, that's probably probably the most important thing, I think, for sure.
Yeah, they'll remember you.
Well, something I've learned from Jose in the short time I met him is like trying to make yourself the most, what was the word?
Valuable?
Most valuable person in the room. Yeah, like just being open to learn new things, learn new trades, learn new hobbies, or like pick up an instrument you don't normally pick up and getting better at it, and just being able to do more than just like, well, I just play guitar and I play guitar, or I play bass and I play bass. You know, really open yourself up to, you know, do more, look more into the production side and whatever it may be.
Yeah, that's a great point too.
Yeah, never stop learning.
Never until you're dead,
And then you die.
and then you die. But all right, guys, can you tell people where to follow you guys so they can check you guys out after this?
Yeah, just Google Fayuca. Google us.
Google it.
No, we got like Instagram, all the socials, obviously. But what's more important is if you go stream our music, tell your friends about it, push them into whatever social media platform you want them to find us on, and just let people know about us. But just keep streaming and sharing the music. Every stream helps us make another fan, you know. So I would say Spotify, Apple Music, whatever.
Respect, guys. All right, guys, Street Champs, come get put on. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that shit. Fayuca, Street Champs, peace.
Street Champs!
Yeah. What's up, guys? We just hit 3,000 subs. We're trying to make it 4. Help us out. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.